everybody, welcome back to the Chat Room podcast. Today we are talking about, it's a Sunday special, so we are talking about church. Should church funds be used to take care of the church members? So there was a video, for those of you who don't know, there was a video that came out some time ago, and then there was this pastor, is he a pastor? Who was saying that it's actually not supposed to be done. Church funds should not be used to take care of church members, rather it should be used to take care of the pastors. What do you think?
I think he said it depends on the situation, because the issue about Christians and religion and itself is all based on doctrine. There are some churches who help their church members, so they, based on whatever belief or doctrine that they have, they believe that, so far as if a church member is in need of something, we can help, we should help. There are some, just like the pastor said, it's not the church who's responsible to take care of their church members or congregation.
But I believe those churches, what doctrine are they following? Are they following the Bible, or what doctrine? Is there a man-made doctrine or what?
There's never. I think they will base their belief on, obviously, their doctrine on the Bible. I stand to be corrected, but I don't know if there's a portion in the Bible that says use church funds to help the church. But rather, I know that when it comes to tithing and those things, always is about the people paying their tithe to help the church. Yeah. So to him, I feel he's building his point on the fact that, because to some extent I can agree, because people might, if let's say I church, and the main reason why I'm at the church or I'm in the church is because I just want to come and just, because there are some churches that they start helping people. The person will come 2 weeks, they will come apply for a new member, then they ask for a rent or so, I need to go and pay my rent, stuff like that. You help the person, then the moment you pay the rent, now you stop coming to the church.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, no, in fact, church, you just need to do your due diligence. I'm a Presbyterian, so we have tithe books, we track people who pay tithes, we know those who are really part of the church, who really, so for them people there, if they need that help, of course, why not? Church money, they do anything. If you go and take open bank account and just
but primarily, even in the Bible, the church is supposed to take care of its members, because I don't want to go into it, but there was a time where the early church shared what he had. The leaders shared what he had, and they helped the poor and needy in their time. So they are supposed to help the church members. But here's the key.
And needy.
Yes, the
underlying factor is the poor and needy.
Yeah.
So if I did a church where I feel take off myself, fine. I don't expect the church to come and help me.
I mean, but it's sick that needs the doctor.
So if it's about the church helping the poor and needy, I agree. That one them for.
But you know the thing about this church issue, and then people saying that they don't want to pay their tithe because the church doesn't really help. I feel it's more because of the kind of lifestyle these pastors live. Because if we know the problems in the church. We know that the church is not a perfect place. We know the problems in the church. There are people who need jobs. There are people who need money. There are people who are living in chaos. And then you see the head pastor living in an 8-bedroom mansion in Trasaco and having 5 fleets of cars and even sometimes a private jet. And so I believe that's where the problem is. People are not really calling out for pastors to be poor, but they look at the poor members, the needy members, and they're like, obviously, what's the pastor using to buy those things?
I think
it be the church money, or
of course,
it be the church money. Some to be gifts, right? But even if you are gifted an extravagant property, you can sell it and come and help.
One honest truth is, we the Christians, we be hypocrites. The church be hypocrites.
I knew you were coming to that.
See, the issue is.
So what's your point about Christians being hypocrites?
So that's I'm coming. Because who are they now on camp, right? Just as you said, someone is in need of whatever. You know, go can, or let's say someone is in need of money to help, or you know who can't help. The church, the pastor who can't help. For a body now, no the harvest now they know, and a harvest. So they're preaching about prosperity and giving. But this church is not willing to give to the poor and needy. Opa my yanka said, I saw in here, obi, amamaye, operation, obi and obi. You see the number of people on yanka say, oh, you harvest. You go see the rich people where they can't give big money, so we could build house for, we could build a different branch or make it. But the same people where then the church where they really need the help. There are some churches, you see church members walking so and so kilometers to come to church. The church people there, they see this pastor. But yes, at the end of the day, but you go see people, we won't buy, we won't do something, or we won't buy car. Somebody go donate $50,000, $30,000 Ghana cedis or whatever cedis to help the church. But knowing said, the church is about the people. The church is about the people. Until we realize this, or the church is our oh, this man of this other whoever it may be, or Nancy so and so, and son of our back, they suffer. We did the same church. The church we did inside. You did see big people, then be heads of who or whatever, big companies. Then they see say the youth they plead somebody. I know someone. I don't want to mention the church there. This guy they play keyboard for the church. They do this for the church. They help the church. If you want prominent church,
God bless you.
As they can't finish in service, he approach some of the big men and did the church then he tell us, oh, they can't finish in service, so if we go feel help or something. He say, oh, nyame be the entry nyame in bompa nyame be boa. Nyame no be fish no be fani ba kuna ko. Me wa eya uba na ka je o say me be service a. On can change nyame be because he be your son.
I think we are all like that, to be fair.
So we are
as long as they are human beings, there will always be selective morality when we choose to do wrong or when we choose to do right.
So then don't cancel don't tell the person say nyame because
what I know, another thing, I agree with you, what you are saying is true, but another thing too is that the reality of the matter is that some people have been given opportunities to work for some businessmen in the church, and you know what happened? They destroyed the businesses.
And
you about that. So sometimes these people, of course, I'm sure that will be one of the reasons. These people look at the opportunity for helping poor people or people in need, and they'll be like, is it worth it? You understand? You can give someone a recommendation to go and work in a bank, and then the person will actually go and disgrace your name. You go steal or something.
Okay, so in that same scenario, Henry, if you give that same opportunity to anybody, if you go mess up.
Yeah, right? So they prefer to give it to their own or people they know.
But you know the person. This is the person.
But they can't vouch for you.
You being a pastor, when you say way, you know the progress of the church member. The person I'm talking, way back, like it grows within the church. You know in progress. You monitor.
As for that one, I don't have anything to say.
You know, be say random person they give that assistance. If it's somebody, you know that, like, you know, I know the talk say,
he grew for the church. He learned how to play the instrument in the church. He grew up in the church.
Of course.
He learned how to play the instrument in the church.
Yes.
But then,
what church? You has helped the church in so many ways. It's time for the church to also help the people who needs the help within the church, and the church is in the best capacity to help the people. Because at the end of the day, it be the church where they give their offerings and things where donations or whatever or harvest and things where it they help build a church. So if someone within the church needs help, obviously the church should be able to help. But with the man's assertion, I feel to some extent he was trying to say, we don't use church money for anything.
Just taking care of the pastors.
That's what he thinks. So to him, the church members should be much more bringing in the money than expecting the church to help them. But it's a context he spoke from. I didn't listen to the whole what started the whole conversation to where he made that assertion. So you can't really base so much facts on it. But then if a pastor says I'm not there, to him the church if the minister over no, that being doctrine or that being believer, fine. I don't know, but I feel Christians we should do more for ourselves than because pastors not more Ghana no. Most of them are kiddies and they fly go outside and they live life. And they live good life. Then you go carry your own whole money, go give somebody. Then
green track and go track. God go do Pastor go tell you say God go do meanwhile in Kiddy, he dey send in Kiddy dollars.
They fly in kiddies. That way by we be the church money where they carry the.
I think that the bottom line is that the church is supposed to help. Even not just the church members themselves, but even outsiders. The church is supposed to help. We are supposed to show people love. And one of the ways by showing them love is by giving.
Yeah, of course.
And so sometimes it's just sad that some of these pastors take advantage of the congregation. But at the same time, we shouldn't clump all of them into one basket and say all churches do that. There are some churches, the church I go to, I'm not going to mention, but the church I go to, we don't have, I'm not saying it's perfect, but the structure is so rigid and so tough that it will be very difficult for a pastor to live an extravagant or luxurious life. The only way he's going to have a V8 or those cars is if someone gives it to them, a donation. The way our chairman came out 2017, his pay was 3,500. A whole chairman of more than 1,000 branches all over the world, 3,500. So that should tell you that there should be structure, because as long as you give human beings the opportunity to do whatever they want, there will be some form of corruption. It be something it day everywhere. It's not just in the church. But I think the moral duty of the church is so high that people anticipate a lot more from us. Yeah.
I agree. You can't say all pastors or churches be like that.
Yeah.
Fine. But majority of them, then they do that thing. The main reason is I hear pastors talking, we know they go church. The youth of today, we know they go church. We don't go to church, you know. More. Aside that, you know, most churches, especially then one-man churches, they know they preach the word. They know they preach the word. Me, if I go church, now they can come share. Don't preach any word of God. What
do you want to talk, Angel?
Who be Angel?
Continue.
I mostly go to church for the word of God. So if I go where I can't see this church and they go every day they do offering 3 times this everything about money.
What is your problem with offering? What is your problem with offering?
Let's know. It could happen that the little you have, right? That's what you can go for the first.
But nobody they force you say go for 2-3 times. I've gone to church and they were giving offering, and I sat down. I didn't have money.
You didn't have, but there are some churches, madam. After you ain't got people where they watch people for inside. If you don't go, then the pastor will can't boy a good here for the public talk.
I don't know of any church like that. You have to, if you are going to a church like that, you have to check your church.
No, in fact, any church where you know they preach salvation, I know go say these big churches, then these are low churches, then if you want man, everybody then they pretend. If you have money here in the church, if you have money within the church,
who hurt you?
No.
Me, I
be free mind. Me, I know they let these Christians, they can't lie. I'm going to come to you now. They put fear in you, and you go there, you go die.
But you see, we also
we
have to understand that the church cannot help everyone.
Oh yes, they can't.
They cannot help everyone.
So the ones they need, I mean, the church would have much information about the ones that need the help.
Yeah.
How somebody go feel big church like this? You go work up to now. If they work for the church, they go play for this one for the church and they can't search for joy. It's in your maybe you have no free fan or have a town. You have access. You can go. Okay, this part. Oh, okay, let me see. It not be anybody or somebody. This guy, if he manage them as they UNICEF, they manage my branches. I come with if you go, listen, if you go church, play, close around 11 p.m. Where the church did and where your house did, you be journey. Then even transportation where you carry come house, you know they give out. If you not go using pocket money, insurance or heavy, insurance. Still want to be insurance part corner or earth maybe. We are heavy, no, we say question. We be upon all this struggle. Like it be sad because if me, you know, be church battle. Like naturally, if you see somebody really they help you, you for help them. But if it be your cousin, your nephew or your niece, your daughter or whoever, na you see an opportunity. You never go and quote the Bible saying I'm a bear man.
You go above and beyond.
You would find a way. You pick your phone, you call the manager, and the manager will say, "Bring the CV, and I will take care of it." Yeah, for Obano. We dey here. School opportunities come for people to enter into universities and things. They don't get money where they go pay. They chase after MPs. Meanwhile, they go church every Sunday. The church you go there, you apply for them. They go give you excuse. They don't give you then. What? Why?
The underlying thing is that yes, the church has a lot to do. We all have, and we are all parts. We see Christians have for so long. Some people have separated themselves from the church and be like, "Oh, the church doesn't." But you are part of the church. The church has a lot to do. It looks like I'm even defending the church, but I've complained about this to several of my mates. The church has a lot to do, and we don't always have to look at the pastor alone. You and me, what are we doing to contribute to solve that problem?